Madison never imagined that one summer job would change her life forever, the job that started with laughter and innocence, but ended with heartbreak, guilt, and a truth too powerful to ignore. From the outside, the Everwood family looked perfect: a white house with blue shutters, a father always at work, and a teenage boy with a smile that could hide anything. Madison didn't know it then, but stepping into that house would mean stepping into a story that would test her heart in ways she never expected. Madison was 19, fresh out of high school, unsure about her place in the world. Her parents couldn't afford college right away, so she took a babysitting job in Everwood, a quiet town where nothing ever seemed to happen. The Andersons were polite, well-off, and desperate for someone to help with their 14-year-old son, Alex. He wasn't a kid anymore, but his parents didn't trust him alone at home. Madison thought it would be simple: cook, clean, make sure he stayed out of trouble. But the first day she walked into that house, she saw something in his eyes, not childish mischief, but a loneliness she recognized in herself. Alex was brilliant, a bit withdrawn, and always sketching something in his notebook. Madison found it easy to talk to him, easier than talking to most adults. She laughed at his jokes, helped him with his drawings, and before long, he started to open up. He told her about his parents fighting behind closed doors, about how his dad barely looked at him, and how his mom tried too hard to make everything perfect. Madison listened because she knew what it felt like to grow up in silence, to feel unseen. Days turned into weeks. Their connection grew, innocent at first, but layered with emotions neither of them fully understood. One evening, while helping him with homework, Madison noticed how quiet the house had become. The golden light from the sunset streamed through the windows, and Alex looked up at her, eyes full of unspoken words. That was the moment the line between friendship and something more began to blur. Madison felt the change. It scared her. She told herself she was just being kind, that he was just a kid, but every glance, every conversation carried weight. She tried to pull away, tried to set boundaries, but Alex's world was already wrapped around her presence. And deep down, she needed that sense of being needed. The tension reached a breaking point one rainy night when Alex confessed his feelings, raw, unfiltered, and trembling. Madison froze. She didn't know how to react. Part of her wanted to run, but another part, the lonely, confused part, understood him. Instead of anger, she felt pain, not for herself but for him. She realized then that love, even when misplaced, comes from the same fragile place in all of us, the desire to be seen and valued. She told him he was too young to know what he felt, that what he admired wasn't love but gratitude. He didn't believe her. The next day, he wouldn't talk to her. She considered quitting, but something stopped her, maybe guilt, maybe hope that she could fix what had gone wrong. But Everwood was a small town. Rumors spread fast. Someone saw them together at the lake, laughing, sharing secrets. The whispers turned into accusations. Mrs. Anderson confronted Madison, her voice cold and sharp as glass. Madison tried to explain, but nothing she said could undo what people had already decided. She was fired that night, told never to come back. Alex didn't speak to anyone for weeks. Madison left town soon after, trying to rebuild her life, haunted by what had happened. She enrolled in community college, took night classes, and tried to forget. But forgetting isn't easy when memories echo in every quiet moment. Years passed before she returned to Everwood. She was older now, stronger, wiser, but still carrying that invisible scar. One day, she saw a familiar face outside a cafe. Alex, taller, confident, with the same gentle eyes. Time had reshaped him, but the silence between them was the same. That he smiled first. "You taught me more than you'll ever know," he said softly. Madison didn't know what to say. The guilt she once carried had softened into something else, forgiveness, maybe. They talked for hours about life, mistakes, and how sometimes the people who change us the most aren't meant to stay forever. When she left that cafe, Madison felt something lift from her chest. Her story wasn't about guilt anymore, it was about growth, about how even broken connections can teach us what real love looks like: selfless, patient, and pure, and as she drove away from Everwood for the last time, she realized that every story has two sides, the one people tell, and the one you live through. Is sometimes, the hardest goodbyes are the ones that free you.